Welcome. The following episodes that you're about to watch were originally intended for an app platform. The timeline has since expired, and I didn't want them to just get lost because Kyle and I spent a lot of time working on this. So I am about to roll out 2 seasons of content here on my channel in collaboration with Kyle Cooper at Backcountry ADV Moto, and I really hope that you guys liked it because we had so much fun filming it. So make sure you like, subscribe, share it. And then who knows, maybe he and I can do another season for you here on this channel. Enjoy, guys. I am Mike Hernandez, the mobility guy here with
Kyle Cooper from Backcountry Adventure Motorsport.
The biggest question that we're gonna answer starting right off the bat is why a motorcycle?
Right, absolutely.
So in order to start, they are uniquely advantaged with versatility, and we're gonna outline pros and cons.
Yeah.
Right? Do you wanna start with some pros?
Absolutely. So when you think of a motorcycle, you kind of think right out of the gate, it may not make the best bug out vehicle because one, it seems like it might be pretty limited, and it is, but there's also some great pros about it. One, in dense populations, say gridlock, everybody's getting out of town, traffic, everybody stops, or maybe there's a crash ahead and you can't get a vehicle like a car, whatever through. You could always unload this motorcycle or run this from your house and be able to split lane traffic and really go. Don't even have to use roads at this point.
100%. Dense population is a big thing. We saw in real time the whole Ukrainian-Russia thing as they were exiting and fleeing the incursion. I mean, that whole system of freeways locked down.
Locked down, yeah. I mean, if you think about really any movies, right? I mean, it's a pretty good depiction of what could happen. And if you think about using a motorcycle, it's basically a horse that you don't have to feed.
Dude, 100%. So splitting lanes, dense population, congested traffic are the top 2 that we can think of for like a single person, right?
Yeah.
Another pro is less fuel.
Yeah, absolutely. It uses less fuel. I mean, most motorcycles are get anywhere between, in my opinion, a motorcycle that's bad mileage is like around 20 miles a gallon.
That's insane when you think about that.
And then some of them get all the way up to the smaller CC engines, like 100 miles a gallon, right?
Dang.
So on 1 gallon of fuel. So it's definitely something that it's a lot lower cost, a lot more efficient.
Perfect transition, exactly. So when you're spending less on fuel, you also have less of a cost in order to maintain and run this thing. Yeah. Also, in comparison to, let's say, a Jeep Gladiator.
Cost in general, right? So
100%.
Right out of the gate, this bike off the showroom floor, a brand new 2023 is $7,000. You can find them, and what's nice about this motorcycle too, in most dual sports of this era, they've been around for 20, 30 years, and this bike, this is the 30-year anniversary, and unchanged. It has been virtually unchanged 100%. Since 1993, so parts are available. So that being said, also you can go and buy a 2000 model, virtually the same bike, for half the cost, if not less. So
and you could always go repair something that's older, and the scale just goes way down.
It's a very great entry level bike for somebody who just think they may or may not want to get into it, or it's something they're not going to use all the time, and it's very easy to justify.
100%. Another pro would be the size of it. I had 6 bikes? How many bikes do we have in here? 6 bikes just all the way across my garage here. And I can't have 6 cars in here, which I would love to have in these exact, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when you're parking it, whether it's a parking structure for everyday mobility, if you're hiding it somewhere too, that's one of the things we're talking about. Like if you have a bug out location, or like some of you guys might have cabins, you could just go stow it away, put something over it or whatever, but the size, would you agree?
And about the size too, that's one thing we mentioned earlier is that 1 may not be enough for your family, but why can't you have 3? So, the cost is low enough. And if you all 3 have, you can kind of do your own thing, and you're able to get through terrain, a little bit easier.
100%. So size in that manner, you came to the house, to the Hernandez garage, with your truck full of 2
bikes,
in the back. That's very simple to do. You can just throw them in the back of the truck. I run a moto jack rack. It's somewhere around here, and I can easily throw, like my 500 on the back of my truck. So the size is definitely a pro, but it also gets us over to cons.
Yeah. So cons, again, the size. You're very, very limited on the gear you can carry, your passengers you can carry. It's another con is passengers.
Oh, 100%, right. You can have a big old, land yacht that seats 8 people comfortably in luxury like we were talking about.
Yeah.
But this, unless you're, I shared a post a while back of a family, bro. How were they? They were like, it was like a piece of, I don't know,
It's like
particle board or
like
something.
a 2x12 or
It's a
something.
2x12.
Going across the back.
They had like 2 little ones behind them. That's 3. The driver, 2 little ones, and then 2 on each side.
Mother-in-law and the wife on
Dude.
the other, dude. It was, yeah.
Yeah.
That's skill, man. Not all of those.
Right,
not all of
right.
us can do that.
Which brings us to the next one. Man, there is risk when you're on a
Risk.
motorcycle.
Yeah. Not only is there risk to hurting yourself, but you're not driving around in a cage, so the bike can actually get damaged. That's not real easy, but your truck or your car is going to be a little bit more durable in some situations.
100%. I think that's the biggest con when you're looking at why a motorcycle, and I think it's most people's first reaction, or even our wives, guys. You know, when I started this journey a few years back, wife was like, no, I mean, that's a no-go for me.
Yeah.
Or up your life insurance.
Exactly.
It'll be okay.
Yep. I was going to mention that.
So that gets us into the next con, which you're exposed to the elements. You know, you're not in a cab.
Yep, not in a cab. So, some people love it, right? You're dealing with the elements. So you get to feel the rain, you get to feel the wind, all the things. But at the same time, when it is 28 degrees outside in North Idaho, it can get... I'm from North Idaho, but
right,
so that's why, yeah.
Huge contrast right now,
yeah,
right?
It's a huge contrast, right?
Which is why we're filming here.
Right, yeah. So I drove down here to be able to film this stuff because I just can't do it at home right now. And the weather here is great, but again, on a motorcycle, you're exposed to all of that. And again, some people love it, and some people, it's not for them. So some
100%.
people are just fair weather riders.
That's an interesting point. Seasonality, where you guys live or where you're stationed at, it's totally different. Dude, we can easily see 118 degrees here during the summertime.
And that's the other extreme, right?
100%. And that's hard to manage when it's freaking hot as all
especially if
get
there's
out.
traffic or anything else. You're just sitting there baking.
So that's just a real basic, like why a motorcycle. We're gonna start piecing apart like the different types of motorcycles and kind of steer you into some of the directions that we're taking. You see this one behind us.
Yeah.
You're gonna build it out. We're also gonna show that process here. So unless you have any more pros and cons, I think we can get to the next episode.
I think we covered all the basics.
Sweet. Let's get to the next episode.
All right, thanks guys.